Welcome back. It's Tuesday. Dr. Bob Cassidy joins us every week to answer your medical questions.
We appreciate you being here as always.
Yeah,
How are the roads? The roads okay?
They're all right.
See, Andrew, you were right. All right. First things first, let's talk about RSV.
Yeah.
What is RSV for folks who don't know?
Yeah, RSV stands for respiratory syncytial virus. It's a virus among other respiratory viruses similar to flu, parainfluenza, COVID. As a respiratory virus, it's going to lead to symptoms in the respiratory tract. So runny nose, sore throat, cough, along with that body aches, fever. And it's something that in the northern hemisphere where we live in Indiana, mostly we're going to see from October to February, and that's kind of the season that we get every year, and lots of us get this infection every year.
Yeah, we're talking about it a lot right now. Actually, Natasha Cassell is working on that story for tonight's newscast.
Indeed.
By the way, everyone's gathering with the holidays. Who needs to be vaccinated before holiday gatherings?
Yeah, so this is like what my job is talking to people about vaccines every day, and it's a lot of work, and it takes a lot of time, and what we try to do as physicians is give individual recommendations to people about their vaccines. And so that means sitting down with each patient, talking through the risks and benefits of every vaccine, and trying to help them come to a decision of whether they think the shot is right for them. So it's tough to give blanket statements about vaccines, so it is something, as best as you can, try and sit down with your doctor, at least maybe get some advice over the phone to know whether you need any shots before Christmas. And in just a second, we're going to talk about which ones maybe are for you.
Yeah, that's good. That's where we're going with this. But I want to go back to something you just said. I think it's not a cop-out when he says talk with your doctor. Sometimes consulting is best because you may have something someone else doesn't have, and so that could be detrimental to your health, right?
100%. I mean, that's the job of a doctor, is trying to take general recommendations and see if they apply to an individual patient.
Okay. So, you talked about this next question. What shots should older adults actually be considering 3 weeks before Christmas?
Yeah, there's a lot of them out there. So RSV, pneumonia, flu, COVID are kind of the ones that are out there right now. So the RSV vaccine is recommended for adults 60 years and older. The flu vaccine is recommended for children 6 months all the way up through adults. So basically everybody. That's a similar recommendation as the COVID vaccine, 6 months and older. And pneumonia shots are recommended for everyone 65 and older. So those are sort of blanket general recommendations. Again, though, how do we apply those in specific circumstances gets a lot more complex. So for instance, if we think about comparing the flu shot and the RSV shot, according to the CDC, the RSV infections lead to fatalities in about 6,000 to 10,000 people a year older than 65. Whereas influenza last year, at least according to the CDC, led to over 20,000 people dying, so more than twice as much as RSV. So then when we sit down with a patient and we're trying to decide what vaccines they care about and want to get, these are the types of things we have to bring into consideration. So tough work, but again, RSV, flu, pneumonia, COVID, lots of shots out there right now.
Yeah, and I know we've been talking about babies, older adults too, and so that conversation is certainly happening.
It's got to be had. Hey,
this is where I give a plug for primary care.
Yes.
This is our job, to try to give these wellness recommendations to the community. So
don't Google it yourself.
Yeah, please.
Go to a doctor.
Yes.
Please.
Stop going to Google. You will be terrified. Petrified.
You will.
Doc, thank you so much for doing this
every single week.
Good to see you as well. Thank you. If you have your
go get the charcuterie board next door.
Get a bite to eat. Healthy stuff, we promise, Doc. If you have any questions, we have a place online, WNDU.com. You can also post to our Facebook page any questions that you want the doctor to answer every single Tuesday. We'll be right back.
There it is.